All right, guys, so instead of a quiz or an assessment for the end of the unit, we're going to be completing a mini project that utilizes a lot of the skills that we've been working with recently, midpoint and distance. So as you can see, we're going to plan a road trip across the United States. We're going to start in Pittsburgh, and we're all going to pick a destination on the West Coast of your own choice. Then we're going to be traveling for 5 days, stopping along, having some sightseeing, and then stopping in the middle each day around noon for some gas and some food. So that would be your midpoint. So that's kind of just a brief overview of the project. Now we are going to take notes, just something to reference as we're completing the project. So if you have a paper packet, these notes begin on page 8. If you do not, as mentioned in the assignment directions, you're going to grab a sheet of paper and write these down on your own. And then at the end, either way, whether it's a packet or your own written work, submit a picture to the assignment for some notes credit. All right, so taking a look at page 8 in the packet, if you have it, you should see your graph there. However, your A, B, C, D, E coordinates, right, I'm moving the whole thing on you. This lower portion down here is missing, the A, B, C, D, E, and B. So go ahead, just take a minute and fill in those coordinates. Now this is the bottom of page 8. All right, so the graphing review. So an exact location on a coordinate plane, any of these letters represent one of those exact locations. They are consisting of two numbers. So again, point A, unlike a one-dimensional line, two-dimensional figures on a coordinate plane are located by two numbers. It's written as an ordered pair. And again, we did review this earlier in the unit, just to make sure that we all know what we're doing. Never hurts for a little quick review. So again, it's written as an ordered pair. The first number is the X value. The second number is your Y value. And you always label points in this order. Remember, we had always talked about you go down Brownsville first before you go up any side streets. If we were making our way to the high school and going to somebody's house, you know, we're going to go down Brownsville first, then up side street. So X comes first and then Y value. Taking a look at specific points, point A on the coordinate plane below here shows an X coordinate of, remember when we are identifying coordinates, it's very important that we remember that we hover in the middle. So we always start right here in the middle at 0, and then we move left or right. So for A, we'd be moving over 3. So it's got an X coordinate of 3 and a Y coordinate of 4. Now again, you can see the 4 right here along the axis, or guys, you can also just count the lines. That's going to be important because if we glance back real quick, if you notice, there are no numbers on that coordinate plane over the United States. So if you didn't see that number 4 there, we could also hop down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So my Y coordinate is 4. All right, point B is located at the ordered pair of what? So again, same kind of idea. I'm going to start at 0, and I would count over, use my numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4 until I'm in line. So again, these numbers are listed for me. So my X value is -4. X comes first. Y value, I'm going up in a positive direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be a vertical distance of 8, or you could even just look over here and it's at the vertical distance of 8 because they are labeled. So -4, 8 would be my ordered pair for B. All right, taking a look, it says what point is located at 8, -4? So again, we already did A, it's not A. We already did B, it's not B. So which one of these at the bottom would be at the location of 8, -4? Now remember, your 8 is your X value. So where is my positive 8 on the X? Right here. -4 means I go down. Dink. 1, 2, 3, 4. So D would be your answer. Point D is located at 8, -4. All right, so the reason why we did that is because let's say this was my map, right? You might be traveling from A to B. So maybe Pittsburgh is A, and then you're traveling to city B the next day, right? When we are looking at calculating the distance, we need to use both ordered pairs. So if you remember, now this is at the top of page 8. So I kind of went out of order when I was going through the video here. But when we are calculating the distance between 2 points, again, I'm looking at two ordered pairs, right? X, Y, X, Y. And for our distance, we would be subtracting my X values. So X and X, we're going to subtract them and then we're going to square them. And then we're going to add on to that the subtraction of my Y values. So my distance formula is X minus X squared plus Y minus Y squared, all underneath my radical sign. Now again, when we get to actually calculating it, we're still going to use that online calculator. Or if we're back in person, we can also take a look at how this looks on the calculator. All right, midpoint. So when we're looking at midpoint, we have to add up our x's and divide by 2. So for my x's, I would add them up and divide by 2. Now remember, an ordered pair kind of looks like this, x comma y, right? So when I'm done, that's going to give me just one x answer. And then when I'm looking at my y values, you're going to add up your y values and divide by 2. And again, it's going to give you one answer, a y value. So you're going to end up with a midpoint location. Again, remember, locations have two numbers, x and a y. When we're done with our distance value, when we take it and we square root all this and we use the calculator online, we're going to end up with just one single answer. So just so you guys are aware too. So you're just going to have one single answer. All right, so that's kind of the note sheet for today. We're going to be moving on. I guess it's kind of hard to see that next screen, but we're going to be moving on to complete more portions of the road trip here coming up soon. But I wanted to kind of go through and discuss this with you. There's also a new schedule starting on Monday, February 8th, for those of you that are in person, and then for those of you that are remote. So if you have any questions about that, also feel free to reach out. Otherwise, submit your picture of page 8 underneath the assignment for today.